Do trees think? Short answer, no. Trees don't think the way humans or animals do, but the longer answer is more interesting. What science says. Trees have no brain or nervous system, so they don't have thoughts, intentions, or conscious awareness like humans or animals. Most plant scientists agree that plants lack consciousness as we normally define it. However, trees are far from passive. Research shows they can sense their environment, light, gravity, water, temperature, touch, and change how they grow in response. Communicate chemically, for example, releasing airborne compounds to warn nearby plants about insect attacks. Share resources and signals underground through mycorrhizal fungal networks, sometimes called the Wood Wide Web. Exhibit a form of memory, such as responding faster to drought if they've experienced it before, through physiological and epigenetic changes. So do trees think? It depends on how you define thinking. If thinking means conscious thought, self-awareness, or deliberate reasoning, no asterisk. If thinking means processing information and adapting behavior to survive implies, trees clearly do this, but in a distributed, non-conscious way, using chemistry and electrical signals rather than neurons. Some philosophers and scientists debate whether this counts as a very different kind of intelligence, but even they agree trees don't think like humans or animals do. A simple way to put it. Trees don't think, but they are remarkably aware of their environment and respond intelligently without a mind. How trees talk without thinking. Trees don't have thoughts or intentions, but they exchange information in two main ways, through the air and underground. Everything below is non-conscious, driven by chemistry and biology, not ideas or decisions. 1. Communication through the air, chemical signals. When a tree is stressed or attacked, leaves release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air when insects start eating them. Nearby trees detect these chemicals with receptors in their leaves. Those nearby trees then change their chemistry, for example by producing bitter or toxic compounds in advance, making themselves harder to eat. This looks a bit like a warning system, but it's really a chemical chain reaction, not intention or awareness. 2. Communication underground, the Wood Wide Web. Most trees are connected below ground by mycorrhizal fungi. Fungi attach to tree roots, forming networks that link many trees together. Through these networks, trees can exchange nutrients, water, and chemical signals. Studies show that some trees transfer more resources to genetically related trees, often called kin recognition, though this happens via biological mechanisms, not conscious choice. Scientists often call this system the Wood Wide Web, but it is not a brain or nervous system. 3. Electrical signaling inside trees. Inside a single tree, damage or stress can trigger electrical signals that travel through tissues, somewhat similar to but much slower than nerve impulses in animals. These signals help coordinate internal responses, such as closing pores in leaves or activating defenses. This is internal coordination, not thinking. 4. Memory without a mind. Trees can appear to remember. A tree that has experienced drought may respond faster to future droughts. This happens through long-lasting physiological and epigenetic changes, not conscious recall. So the tree doesn't remember in the human sense. Its body is simply altered by past conditions. What this does not mean. Trees are not aware they are communicating. They do not plan. They do not understand other trees. They do not think. Most plant scientists explicitly reject the idea that trees have consciousness or minds, even though they show complex behavior.